I love that. And I'm so glad that you spoke up. And that's exactly, these are the type of things that I want to come up because there's other people that are, in a similar boat. I had to get over that exact thing when I had my accident, when I was in a wheelchair, when I was on those crutches, and when I even turned down that temporary handicap sticker, Trisha, I was just like, I can't attach my identity to it because I know me. I'm gonna go down that rabbit hole. I'm gonna be in that foxhole, and you won't be able to get me out of it. I was like, I understand my personality type. I can't identify with that. I said, because if I do, Doc, I'm gonna keep it and I ain't gonna let it go. I said, so I can't attach my identity to it. I have to make sure that I'm programming my mind each day, Trisha, that this is temporary. This is temporary. I'm going to get up out this chair. This is temporary. I'm going to get up off these crutches. This is temporary. And now I'm doing the same thing as it pertains to my weight specifically. So I need you to answer that question for yourself, even if you're not doing it out loud here. What is your health identity? Are you identified with being vibrant? Or is your health identity around strength? Are you strong? Are you flexible? I love that, Trisha, because that's one of my words. And not that you have to have one word. Is it energetic? Is it quickness? Is it endurance? Is it agile? Or is it my back ache? My pinky toe hurt? Oh my gosh, I get these headaches every day. Is your health identity surrounded and encompassed by a problem instead of a solution or instead of what it is that's available to you? Because see, in my favorite book, it told me that someone came specifically that I may have life and have it more abundantly. It also told me that this is what the word says. Listen, I would that you would be in health, even as your soul prospers. So if my soul is supposed to prosper and my health is supposed to prosper as well, that right there is on the same level of prosperity. That means I probably need to lean in to this health thing. Maybe I need to unpack this health identity thing. Maybe there's more beneath the surface for me because I also saw within that same verse in John 10 and 10, for those who like to look it up, and you don't have to be a believer to tap into this. It did make me aware that there's an enemy out there. It did make me aware that the enemy came to kill, steal, and destroy. But here's the thing that I also picked up in the text is that the enemy ain't coming unless there's something to steal, kill, or destroy. So when you're being faced with a physical malady or a challenge or illness, there's something to be stolen. You got something worth stealing. You got something worth killing and destroying. So are you letting your family be destroyed because you're on a path of leaving here prematurely? Are you allowing the quality of your family relationships to be ruined because there's some lifestyle things that you won't take hold of and addressed? I'm just saying, I'm just asking the questions. So, what is your health identity? Or are you believing your enemy's health identities? That I got the cataract, that I got the glaucoma and ain't nothing I can do about it. I got chronic fatigue and ain't nothing I can do about it. I got type 2 diabetes and there's nothing I can do about it. I'm just stiff. Ain't nothing I can do about it. I got this Achilles problem. Ain't nothing I can do about it. I got my ankle bone toe up from the flow up. Ain't nothing I can do about it. My back just gonna be in pain. Ain't nothing I can do about it. Sorry, came to push back and challenge you on that. There is something that you can do about it. But what is your identity? That's why I love Napoleon Hill's first statement. First, I know that I have the ability to achieve the object of my definite purpose in life. What is that object of your definite health purpose in life? Or do you not have one? Do you not have one? Have you allowed big pharma and big sugar to silence that thing that's within you? See, you notice how much energy children tend to have? You notice how much they pop around? Who was that? Pop in. I heard someone on mic. Robert, good to see you. I'm trying to get to the stage. I wasn't sure who that was that unmiked. But thank you guys for joining us. Those of you, if you just popped in, I'm Shawnte Health Wells, and we're going through, listen, getting you back on track. We're talking about a medicinal Monday. That's what we're having, a medicinal Monday. Instead of rolling your eyes at Monday, listen, you can have a medicinal Monday. We have an opportunity to shape our day. So here's one word for sure that I have attached my health identity to, and that's agility. That's agility, the ability to move, the ability to get up, regardless of whatever the scale will ever tell me. My health identity is always going to be tied to agility. It's always going to be tied to flexibility. It's always going to be tied to enthusiasm, energetic like behavior, being nimble. And now I'm working on my strength because I know it's going to expedite my other goal. Has Big Pharma got you stuck on 20% of the health equation and got you ignoring the 80%? See, I focus on the 80%. I focus on the 80% more than I do the 20%. Am I addressing the 20%? Absolutely. That's why I started rucking again. That's why I've returned to a pescatarian lifestyle again. But I am never going to allow Big Pharma to get me to take my mind and my energy and my focus and my identity off the 80%. What's in the 80%? That's where we're talking about next. Current reality. What's your stuck points? What are your challenges? What are some of your obstacles? Trisha shared with us one of hers when she had went through her accident at work and having to now deal with a physical challenge that wasn't there prior to, by no fault of her own, but it was something that she had to address and deal with. But she also had to deal with the identity that came along with that new injury that happened to her along her health journey. So I'm asking you, what about you? What are some obstacles, some health obstacles, maybe that you're impacted by? Or maybe there's some health ignorance that you are impacted by. Maybe there are some challenges with you or a loved one that is impacting your health. Maybe it's not a physical one, it could be a mental one. What's your current reality? I got a question because there's a question that was, asked in my favorite book. And I'm just going to say this to Adam or Adamisha, as I like to say. Where are you? Where art thou? Where are you? Who'd like to be brave and answer that question? Where are you?
I can tell you, health wells. I've had a couple of things that have happened to me health wise that have always put me to pause. Right. So I first had gotten hurt, gotten my back hurt at work, and I was in a wheelchair. And when I kept going to doctors, they were like, "Oh, you're gonna need back surgery." And let me tell you, that was consuming me because very similar to you, was like, I am not accepting that. I rebuke that in my life. And let me tell you, it took a lot of pain and effort, but by the time I got to 6 months, I was walking. It was with the cane, but I was walking. I was like, this wheelchair is not going to be my life. It is not. And then when I had gotten rear-ended, it really flared up everything in my back. I was barely able to move. And I was like, I already know what it feels like to be in a wheelchair. And I already know the pain entailed. And you know what? I'd rather go through that pain again and again and again and not be in a wheelchair. So for me, it's persistence, it's determination, and a whole lot of like resilience, because you already know that it's not an easy process. It's a painful one. And for you, it's, you have the knowledge. That's why every time you speak, I'm like, I got to get a notebook out and get things written down. Because for me, that's not my field of expertise. It is so not. But what I am an expert at is not accepting craziness in my life, no matter how it comes to me. I'm like, if this is how this is going to show up, this is not going to be my life. I know what I want my life to be, and that's not it. So, but anyway, I just wanted to share that. That's where I'm at now. It's with determination and being persistent.
Absolutely. I absolutely 100% concur. And that is what helped you get up out of that wheelchair. Because I'm telling you guys, as I've seen a lot of injuries, more than the average person, Dora, and I could always tell where an athlete was going to get to. And it always started with the mindset that at which they came in dealing with the injury, whether or not they would recover fully, or whether or not they would even partially, or if it was just they were done for, even when they should be able to like have a really truly a powerful comeback. But if that mindset, if they attach their identity to that injury, it's it. I don't care what I do. I don't care what the team physician does. Dora, they just don't get better. They just don't improve. And that's how powerful our minds are. That's why I love the book Think and Grow Rich in the brain chapter, where he talks about our brains being that broadcasting and receiving. You know, if you listen, check it out on the audio, just or just that chapter. Like, your brain is more powerful than you realize. Listen, this is the medicinal process, the healing process for you. You can be trained to heal yourself. That's all we're really doing in the training room. And this is why I put my entire focus now is welcome to my training room, because I'm coming in broadcasting to you that it's possible for you to heal. I don't care what that report says. I don't care how difficult or what the challenges are. I understand who the greatest healer is, and I know that it's possible. Even if you don't get rid of it fully, I know that it can be better. I know that you can get better. And I know that if I can help you not attach your identity to being sick versus being well, I know that it'll improve this entire health and wellness journey for you. I saw someone else come off mic who wanted to share next, and I really want to give you guys some solution. Victor, go for it, brother.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning. Excellent, excellent, excellent segment. It would be very easy for me to say, well, I'm a baby boomer. I'm supposed to be gone. I was even told a few years ago by someone very close to me, baby boomers are out. I made a decision after grieving that thought that, I'm not going to operate that way. When I look around the room, I don't necessarily know that there are a lot of baby boomers that are in Breakfast with Champions. When I went to Creative Con, I was thinking about this early this morning that, wow, I'm probably one of the few baby boomers at Creative Con. But you know what? As I think about my health journey and I think about the sustaining and having the endurance to continue to live, to make a decision that, hey, I'm going to eat 3 meals a day. They're not perfect meals, but I'm eating 3 meals a day, taking the medicine I need to take, that 20%, exercising consistently, maybe not perfect, but consistent. So even though all my friends that are in my age group are retired, my closest friends are all retired, but there's a journey that I'm on to buy buy businesses, to build businesses, to help others do the same, not for greed or not for money, but to help others, to show up here as much as I can every day to say, what can I do? Like Dora Maria shared earlier, coming in here to be a giver, to be someone that can share whatever wisdom that God has given me, and to think about how, I didn't listen to my doctor 20 years ago when he told me what to stop eating and what to start doing, and then I didn't do it and ended up almost losing my life. I can remember my dad telling me, 20 years earlier, Victor, he used to call me Jaybird. Jaybird, you can live, I want you to live 50 or 60 more years. Don't let drugs and alcohol take your life. I had to make a decision in my 20s to turn my life over to Christ and achieve salvation, and through ups and downs and not living the kind of life that I should live as a Christian, it really helped to have that foundation when that health crisis happened for me in 2018. And I heard my heart doctor say exactly what my dad said. You can live another 20 or 30 more years. Don't let your heart condition stop you. So just wanted to share that great segment. Love it. I yield the mic.
Ooh, I love that. I love that energy of what Dora and Victor just said. And it just shows that at least they're aware, like they're on the path. And the fact that they've both been impacted by challenges. I love the fact that you still haven't stopped. You're still seeking the solutions. And this is why when I was sharing in my last segment about, being impatient with solutions and that's resulting in all of our impatient bodies and impatient health, that's currently, that we're dealing with today, and the need for being patient enough with yourself to find the right solution for you, being patient enough with yourself. This thing is a practice. There's a reason why it's called a medical practice. There's a reason why they call it the medical arts. There is an artistic, side to it in addition to the science. This is not a one thing and one pill, one solution, set it and forget it, and you ain't got to do nothing else for the rest of your life. I think that's the trick of the enemy. I think that that is one of those health identities that people think that there's a silver bullet out there, and it's not. It's a multiplicity of things. There are many components to health. And listen, I'm a big believer in movement, but today I really want us to really lean in and ask ourselves, are you on track or off track? I would love to see if someone put that answer in the question in the chat. Are you on track or off track? Do you feel like you're on track or off track? And here's where I'm going with this. I used to hear a pastor talk about the ear gate, and your eye gate, and guarding those things that are what are going on, the things that you're hearing and seeing and speaking and things like that. But I want to talk to you about your mouth gate and your nose gate. What are those things that you're inhaling or not inhaling intentionally? What are those things that you are ingesting and also exhaling? What about the things that affect your nose and your mouth? Where you're going? I'm glad you asked. I'm going with the 478 method. Because, see, here's the thing. You have something within your nose that is needed on the inside, that your muscles need, that your arteries need, your most important muscle. I need you to understand your heart is a muscle. Your heart is a muscle. I'm going to say it again. Your heart is a muscle. Research says that you need to hear something at least 6 times before it starts to penetrate and get in. Your heart is a muscle. Your heart is a muscle. Your heart is a muscle. And it's a muscle that needs nitric oxide. Where can we get some free nitric oxide? I'm glad that you asked. In your nose gate, it's within your nostrils. So many of us in America have become mouth breathers, where we're not breathing through our nostrils as often as we could. So I want to take you through an exercise, and I already dropped one in the chat, and I've told you if you want to do more research about it, Dr. Andrew Weil, Weil, has a lot of content out about this, but I really hope you don't miss this. And if you'd like a one sheet on this method, I can certainly send that out to you. If you go ahead and you can message me, you could back channel me on Instagram or Facebook, and I'm gonna also drop my number in the chat because I'm gonna give you an opportunity to take part in a tiny challenge if you'd like with me this Saturday. Um, but the 478 method is an easy way where you're inhaling for 4. You're inhaling intentionally through your nostrils for 4. You're gonna hold it in for 7, and then you're going to breathe it out of your mouth for 8 counts. Now, those of you who complain about muscle spasms, a lot of headaches, or your blood pressure is spiking, your systolic and diastolic, I tell you what, I challenge you. Take your blood pressure reading, especially those of you who are challenged, and maybe you're pre-hypertensive or you on blood pressure medications and all of that. Take your blood pressure reading and then do the 478 method, and then take it again and tell me if you see an improvement or not. Then I need you to understand that your stress levels, specifically cortisol, this will help you modulate that. This and sleep. And the two things I'm mentioning to you is going to help you do that better. Sleep is a part of your recovery plan. It's not doing nothing. It's God's way of getting you out the way so that repair work on you can start to happen. You have no idea how much work is going on your behalf while you are sleeping. You consciously may not be aware, but it doesn't mean that it's not taking place. There's a lot more work going on at night while you're sleeping or whenever your sleep cycle is than what you are aware of than what's going on during the day. You have no idea how important it is. And this is why I am so passionate about you not being on a fast track to SDS. What is that? Sedentary death syndrome. It's a real thing. So I need us to take part. I'm going to lead you through this method really quick so that you can know how to do it. Put it on your calendar right now. Put it on your calendar right now. Set an alarm for the morning. As soon as you get up, you can do it. Right before you're going to go to bed, you can do it. And you can even set one for some point during the midday. Listen, I want you, if you're seated, not if you're driving, I want you to just simply do this exercise with me. I'm going to count it out, and this is your opportunity. We're going to do 3 quick cycles. Ideally, you should do 4 to 5 cycles, each time that you do it. So I'm going to count out the breaths, and you should be inhaling at that point, and then you hold it in. And it's okay if you can't hold it for the full 7. That's all right. As you do it, you'll get better. And then you're going to let the breath out slowly through your mouth for the 8 count. Are we ready? I want somebody to say ready. All right, let's rock and roll. And take a deep breath in, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Release it out your mouth. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Big breath in. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Release it out your mouth. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last breath in. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Release it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I would love someone to come off mic who actually did that cycle and tell me, what did you notice in your body? What do you feel in your body?
Although it slows me down, it relaxes me. It just slows my pace.
Absolutely. Here's one thing that it does. It modulates that stress hormone called cortisol. It also helps to clear your mind. So if you feel like you're getting anxious, or maybe you're getting, maybe somebody triggered you, or maybe something you're just kind of like all over the place, or if you got nervous energy, this is a easy, free technique. It's something real time. I'm not telling you something I heard of. I'm telling you I do this with my athletes as well. I help them. Here's the thing, if you're at a certain threshold of pain sometimes and you're needing to move forward, let's say in a rehab protocol, like doing a motion that it's uncomfortable and it's painful, but you got to get it done. This method can help you move forward and get it done. So serious. Maybe you're in the midst of you're catching a painful spasm. Guess what I do? I lead them through an exercise like this. I do it for myself as well. I'm telling you, I've been in traffic. I've had ridiculously long days. And I don't know if y'all ever been to Miami, but we got some next level traffic, y'all. Not like Atlanta and LA, but we got some next level traffic. And here's the thing, this is something that can help you. Now, I want to talk to you about fixing your sleep. Try this tonight. Try to do this tonight, right before you go to bed. and see the difference in the quality of your sleep. But not only that, I want you to understand Reishi mushroom elixir. I want you to take a look into it, research it for yourself. This is another thing that I have utilized to help my athletes, help myself with also modulating your specific muscle that is so important to your overall life source, and that is your heart. Listen, stress disrupts your sleep. Stress levels have to go down for your body to be able to do the recovery that it needs. More recovery happens during your rest period than any other time. Guess what? You also burn more calories, especially for those of y'all who are. Here's the thing. Whenever I know when I get a baseline, when I get stopped in my weight loss, it's usually always related directly to my stress and my sleep. It's directly related to my stress and my sleep. If I fix the sleep, fix the stress, that's meaning I've been off track with doing my 478, off track with getting my reishi mushroom elixir, or I also have the capsules because some people just prefer the capsules. Same thing. Some of them take the capsules and even open it out and put it in their tea and keep it moving. But it is a highly effective thing. If you saw my labs, you'd be amazed. I'm telling you, I don't have hypertension for this reason. My arteries, my calcium artery score is literally as close to zero, especially for someone of my size, because of this reason. I'm telling you, Reishi mushroom elixir will give you a better sleep quality. A better sleep quality. So I shared my link in the chat, you guys, but I need you to understand you can get back on track, but you got to fix your sleep. You gotta have a real, true recovery plan. You must do something to modulate that cortisol level at night. I highly recommend that you would, if you can, do something about that caffeine and, making sure you're not having it after 2 p.m. unless you're not planning to unless you're someone that stays up pretty late, like 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, then that's on you. But I highly recommend if you someone that's going to bed at 10 to give yourself a 6 hour head start, because the thing is the later that you drink caffeine, and it's not about whether or not you feel all alert, it helps the cortisol levels won't drop to the levels that they need to be for you to get all the health benefits that you need to be getting out of your sleep and actually get that recovered feeling rested, feeling better the next day. So here's the thing. I want you to understand you do not have to keep diabetes. You could drop it. You do not have to keep high blood pressure. You can drop it. You do not have to keep a high stress lifestyle. You can drop it. You don't have to keep chronic fatigue. You can drop it. You don't have to keep those muscular pains. You can drop it. I just need you to understand what your health identity is and where you need to be. Tap into the 478 method. I need you to tap in and consider Reishi mushroom elixir and see what benefits your body experiences. I'm Shawnte Health Wells. The floor is open. I'm going to drop my information in the chat. I hope you guys will come back for part 2 of Ruckin' and Buckin'. If you want to know how to continue to invest, unconventional ways of investing in the house that houses you. Your body is the house that's housing you. And GA is going to come with some more tips of how we can actually get some more funds, in unconventional ways of investing in housing, even if you are a renter. Listen, we have to take control now. We have to take control of that health identity now. We have to invest in the house that's housing us now. The floor is open. What's come up for you guys?
You may think I consume way too much caffeine too late in the day. Damn it.
Who was that? I'm looking for the voice. Was that Darren?
um, I consume caffeine, whether it's Coca-Cola or coffee or whatever. But my excuse, right, is like I live in the Philippines. There's a 12-hour difference between me and Eastern Standard Time.
and I need to be awake at the nighttime my time and sleep in the daytime my daytime because most of my customers and target audience are awake Eastern Standard Time. So I yes, that's my reasoning. So I stay awake upside down hours. So yeah, that's my excuse. But yeah, I've noticed recently my sleep's a bit all over the place, and it seems to correlate with um, too much drinking of Coca Cola. Yeah. So earlier on, way earlier on, when Glenn Lundy was talking about giving something up, I was thinking, let me see if I can give up caffeine. It's going to be it could be potentially difficult, but let me see if I can give up caffeine in April. Yeah, that's what my head's at. Yeah, but something you used. I'm sort of half awake. Yeah, sort of listening. I've been listening to you fully, and yeah, some stuff that you were saying was making me think, damn, might need to take some of this stuff seriously. Anyway, I'm done.
Absolutely, Darren, because we need you. We need you. You're here on purpose. We need you. And if anything, if I'm hoping if I can talk you out of, and that's those sodas, the Coca-Cola, at least trade it out for an Italian soda. It's only because of the hormones and the chemicals that they place inside of them that have been designed to now even pass the blood-brain barrier and actually switch off things like, excuse me, our leptin. They've actually gotten clever enough to actually manipulate our hunger hormones, also our satiety hormones. And you guys, if you could only understand how serious this is. There's no accident about the fact that A1C levels are just beyond where they need to be, and people are now getting type 2 diabetes at a record number. A lot of people who are listening to me now, you might be pre-diabetic and not even know it. I highly suggest that you check your A1C. And I hope that you'll, not look at staying on those medications forever, because here's the other flip side that they don't tell you is that there's a high correlation to you also ending up with hypertension as a result of, decades of being on those type 2 diabetes medications, when you can have simple interventions that can help you get back to a normal natural level. But I can tell you this, if you're drinking sodas, you're not going to get there. You're not going to get there. You're not going to get there with the sodas, you guys. So I highly recommend, when I tell you, my heart breaks that it's even legal for them to do the things that they're doing. These people they have tongues. They hire the best health scientists and food scientists in the world to actually continue to create and play around with the mixtures, so that you can become a heavy user. No different than what like drug dealers do. Like, they are serious about their product. And so I'm just asking you to consider letting go those sodas. Please, please, ma'am, please, sir. We need you in this world. There's somebody that loves you. You have important work to do. If you are someone that are allergic to mushrooms, some alternatives that you can possibly consider if you're not allergic to it is ashwagandha is another great modulator of stress. So there are, ashwagandha teas that are out there that you can consider. Valerian root, and this is more so in the evening time, something if you want to help improve like that, your evening recovery plan. Valerian as well as ashwagandha, and actually considering like a deep like a not deep, the word I'm looking for, it was like one of those dark cacaos, like at like 80% or above. If you could find like one of those like hot cacao mixtures and put like the ashwagandha tea and the valerian tea. So I've only come across like two athletes thus far in my 24.5 year journey so far, that I've been doing this, that had that, a mushroom allergy. So that's been something that's effective, because when you travel time zones, sometimes it really can be a sleep disruptor. So I hope that I hope that there's some, if there's someone out there that is dealing with a mushroom allergy and can't tap into all of the wonders of mushrooms. I'm a big believer in medicinal mushrooms. I know how much they can help. Maybe valerian root, excuse me, and ashwagandha could be great alternatives because ashwagandha, like the reishi, is actually an adaptogen. So that's really, really great. And I hope that that helps. Are there anyone else? Thank you, Darren, so much for that share. Is there anyone else?
You mentioned iron soda. I've never heard of that. Are you able to?
Yeah, so if you go to yeah, if you go to Sprouts or Whole Foods, you'll see like on the soda aisle, like so here's the thing in Italy, like a lot of the things that they're allowed to put in, even a Mexican Coca-Cola is different than what's allowed here in the States. It's one of those if you just need that fizz and the flavor, and honestly, they actually taste better. But it's like a chemical free way to experience a soda. Even the sparkling ice, I'm knocking on wood that they don't get brought out by one of them and then change the concoctions because that's what happens a lot of times. But yes.
Yes.
Oh, oh Lord, they done got bought out. They done got bought out. Okay. Good Lord. See, that's what happened to Talenti as well. And then they start putting all of these things. I wonder which one of the big boys must have bought them, Rocky, when they first came on the scene. Ooh, a couple years back. Rocky, I'm telling you, like they be on it. They be on it. Like they literally like get bought out as soon as they see something that's it. That's why I had to stop Talenti. Like, and you'll see the agree. They'll leave it the same for about a year, and then some of them even 6 months, and then they'll go ahead and put all the foolishness that they were putting in the other stuff. And so now they're getting.
Drink it, straight migraine right away. Migraine, bloated, just sick. And it may not be everybody, but there's definitely it has a lot of the things claimed. I'm sure you know they claim is sugar free. They have aspartame and the Splenda leaf. It ain't really Splenda leaf or stevia leaf and stuff like that in it. It's not too natural. So yeah.
Dang. All right, y'all. I definitely gotta take a trip to Publix because hey, Rocky, now you got me ready to take a picture of the ingredient list to see what's happening. Now I gotta go and do my deep dive and see who bought them. But yes, Talenti got purchased. So if you're someone that was accustomed to having that as a safe ice cream like alternative, they with the foolery. They with the same foolery. Just at a higher cost. Unfortunately, they were sold. And I forget which one of those big sugar food companies that bought them, but it's a bunch of mess in there now. There was someone else, oh, Italian soda. So if you look, there's I don't know the brand. I'm not a soda drinker because I wasn't able to when I was a child. But if you find them, they're more natural. Like there's certain laws that are in place for those Italian companies where they don't allow them to put the same things that we get to put into our sodas here in the States. So that's another alternative that you can look into if you're just one of those people who are, a committed soda drinker. But if you can, the big two, you know who they are, please walk away from them. Who else was that? I heard someone else on mic.
Hi, Health. I didn't unmic, but I will now. It's Debbie Maisha, and I put it in the chat for those who. I'm not a big soda drinker either. I wasn't. We didn't have soda in the house, but I do love the fizz, and so I do drink a lot of sparkling water, usually Italian water. But I have found one, Spindrift. I put it in the chat. It's literally carbonated water and actual fruit. It's not, there's no added sugars. I always look at added sugars because fruit comes with natural sugar. There's no added sugar. There are no other ingredients. It's literally just carbonated water and the fruit, the juice of the fruit. So if anyone, and it's not sweet because there's no added sugar, but it does have flavor in it and it does have the bubbly fizz. So if people are looking for that alternative, that's still a good one out there. I yield.
Absolutely. And that's the reason why I also, went on the journey to at least find those, sparkling waters, things like that, because I understood that some of my athletes, just from the nature of the way they grew up, Maisha, is that they, they needed that fizz. And so if you need that fizz, I'll definitely look into the one that you suggested. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. Anyone else?
Pepsi, chokehold health. Pepsi has me in a
Not the chokehold.
This is why I don't like water. But I know it's bad for me. I'll give you something that happened to my friend. They actually, she drinks, I only drink like maybe one or two a day. She drinks it by the case. She'll maybe drink like 5 or 6 a day. And she went to the doctors because she's having a lot of neurological issues and some other stuff was going on. And they diagnosed her with MS. And she's like, I've never, like, how do we get to MS? Like, so they put her on meds. And then she went to a nutritionist. And the nutritionist said, what are you eating? What are you drinking? And she was like, she told her like, hey, like you're drinking way too much Pepsi. That's the sugar we're supposed to have in what you're drinking is 20 times as much as what you're supposed to have in your body. She cut the Pepsi health, no MS. All of it affected her nervous system, and her muscles and her like everything. Like the sugar was literally eating away at her body. So yeah, I'm gonna cut the Pepsi. I just reminded myself to stop. However, Olipop. Olipop is a good one too. I think it's like a soda.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. It actually tastes pretty good. It's not soda, it ain't Pepsi. But if I switch, it'll be to that one. So just want that.
Yeah, my granddaughter loves it. I was trying to remember the name of it. I was like, it's in Whole Foods. I was like, I can see it, the package. I was like, but I'm just like, why can't I remember the exact name? Dr. EP, go for it.
Good morning, champions, and thank you, Health. I just got in on tail end of your speech. I wish I was in at the very beginning. I just slept in this morning. But going back to the sugar, my sister died much younger than I did, because she drank the Pepsi every single day. And then when cancer hit her body, it just went from her, almost practically from her feet to her brain. By the time she died, she had all these little growths on her brain. I kept saying, stop drinking the Pepsi, stop it. But she didn't, because she's addicted. And they are designed to addict people just like smoking. Also, I want to warn the audience that I used to like my yogurt, but then I found out they have sucralose in the yogurt. So that's a deadly sweetener. Read those labels. I don't drink sodas. I don't drink apple juice, orange juice, because they're designed to make you addicted to the sugar. And I just want to say that. That was a study done, I don't know, maybe 8, 9 years ago, showing how sugar just erodes the bones. It eats at the bones. So just be aware of what you put in your body, because what you put in your body will give you longevity or it will shorten it. I just wanted to share that. And thank you, Health. I'm really enjoying this.
And Dr. EP, do you also know lack of sugar fries your brain also? We're a melanated being.
Yeah, that's where I was going.
You're giving it.
Yeah, but like I was saying, we're a melanated being. Did you know that when the slave master did not feed us, all we had was sugar cane? And that made us stronger, and we rebelled. After fasting, praying, almsgiving, and eating sugar cane, because we would have no food from the slave masters.
Well, natural sugar is fine. Now, growing up, I grew up with my family, grew everything in the yard.
Again, our family were very healthy. They grew everything in the yard.
All right, JC, we're gonna let her finish what she was saying. JC, JC, you can be a doctor, but one moment, Dr. EP. I run this ship a certain way, and this is my segment, and we're here for it. Okay, okay. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do for you. Go ahead, Dr. EP. Go ahead, Dr. EP, and finish your statement. My apologies.
There's pros and cons to everything. I grew up eating sugar cane. I'm fine. I have no diabetes. I have no A1C level problem. I don't have high blood pressure. I don't have anything. But I grew up eating sugar cane because that's what my family grew. I don't eat it now because I'm here in California. They don't grow sugar cane. So I just wanted to add that. You just got to take the knowledge, and if you don't believe it, research it. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, thank you for allowing me to finish. Help. I appreciate you.
I also want to be clear. Can I be clear? Sorry, Rocky, just 1 second. There's only a few people up on stage that can let people up from the audience. I need you guys to make sure that you check people's bios. I need you to make sure that you look in their bios. Somebody just let somebody up to the stage that had a pink ticket that had absolutely no bio. We need to make sure that we're checking to see who's let on stage. You just had somebody call people communists. They had no bio, they had nothing in their bio, they had a pink ticket. So please, please, please check who you're letting on stage. Thank you.
I concur. I concur. Go, Dr. EP, you were saying, I'm sorry, who was that? Somebody was, or was that Rocky? Somebody was getting ready to go.
For that, Dr. EP, because it's true. With the sugar and the Pepsi, my knees have gotten much worse and everything else. And I've heard that health too, sugar is good for you. You're supposed to have it, but the healthy kind, fruits, a little, minimum rice. Rice turns to white. Even though they tell us to stay away from the white stuff, the white bread, etc., it does turn to sugar. However, you need to do it the right way. So when I went to my nutritionist, same thing. Don't, drink Pepsi. Why not fruit in your water? Why not eat watermelon in the morning? Take whatever sweets that I have that's not healthy sugar, and then eat the healthy sugar to replace it, and it does the same thing. So I actually switched to smoothies, and I thought the smoothies were making me gain weight, and they weren't. You just have to think about your smoothie. So when in one sitting will you eat 14 strawberries, an orange, a grapefruit? You will never do that. So if you drink too much smoothie and you're not still watching the serving size of that amount of sugar, that can be damaging too, but you do need to substitute it in the right way. So I love that share.
100%. Like I need us to understand there's a reason why physicians and even neurologists are calling diet um Alzheimer's type 3 diabetes, and people are not aware of the biggest threat to our health and our wellness overall and longevity is sugar, not sodium. Sodium is not the enemy that they've made it out to. Sodium is a part of the electrolyte package of sodium and potassium ratio that we need. We just need that ratio right. But no one is talking about the fake sugars. I'm talking about, I love that Rocky and Dr. EP, mentioned the natural sugars. Like there's a difference. Like there is a difference between the actual sugar that is coming from the fruit versus, the sugar that Big Pharma and Big Sugar done made up and cooked up in the lab. Night and day. And it's night and day. Your brain is not looking to have that. Those ultra processed foods with, all of that added sugar. You'd be amazed at how many savory foods. Like I talk to a lot of people and they're that are at that threshold of they're either pre-diabetic or, their diabetes is beyond. They in the hospital. Well, can you help me? What can I do? I don't want to be in here and I don't want to have to be taking these medications. Listen, sugar will actually erode your bones. Like it really, literally, truly, it helps to feed cancer cells. It actually helps cancer cells take over your cells and replicate. It actually hurts and harms your immune cells, especially if you don't have something else like tartary buckwheat that's actually going and running defense for you, it as well as if you're not doing things to actually support and help your natural killer cells, things that are actually seeking out cancer cells that are gone rogue, because we all have them naturally in our bodies. I hope people understand that. But what's going on, defense for you? What is your security system able to go and do? That's what your immune system does. And what Coke and Pepsi has done so well is they help to actually put your best shooters in a chokehold. They've actually moved past all of the bouncers that you got at the door, and they come in the cells and shoot your mama. Who's your mama? Glutathione. So if y'all think that this is a joke when it comes down to just the treachery that those two food companies that I mentioned get away with, it's sad. And this is why some countries, they'll actually lock you up if you sold that stuff to people. If you actually did that, and think about it, people are putting this stuff in children's bottles. Your brains are not even developed yet, and we're exposing them to that level of chemicals. Why? They want you addicted to it. And so what I'm saying is I know it's not easy. Y'all know my Krispy Kreme struggle. Y'all know I've been very honest. And I've also been very clear about the other things that I'm doing to in place of that. And so I'm not, naive to what my tendencies are. So I avoid even going down the street with a Krispy Kreme on it. It's that serious for me, y'all. So but that's just my specific struggle. You have to think about what is that thing for you? What are some alternatives that you need to put in place? Or maybe you need more information. And listen, I am available to work with you one on one if you're interested, to come up with some actual practical recovery plan. You ain't got to keep a high A1C. You don't have to keep hypertension. You don't have to stay off track. You ain't got to keep that thigh pain. You ain't got to keep that muscular pain in your back. You don't have to keep it. We can move beyond these things, and sometimes it's small tweaks. But this week at 7 a.m. Eastern time, I have a small challenge, that what it's called this whole tiny challenge craze. And so it's a two-part challenge this Saturday and next Saturday at 7:07 a.m. You see, I got the built-in time all ready for you. I know life be lifing. So if you would like to take part, you can easily connect with me on my link, or you can send me a message and I will send that over to you directly. I'm so delighted that I've had this opportunity. So, those of you, if you just joined us, I want you to look into incorporating the 478 method at least twice a day. Ideally, I would love for you to be doing it 3 times a day. And also consider reishi mushroom elixirs. And if you are allergic to mushrooms, consider ashwagandha. Now, I'm not talking about the pill form. I'm talking about natural forms from food. Not that there's anything wrong with certain pills, but I haven't evaluated every single pill that's out there. I stick with Four Sigmatic just because I understand they do the um, triple toxicology screenings for their mushrooms and things like that in the products that they put forth. So if I'm getting reishi, I'm getting it through them. If I'm getting ashwagandha, I'm getting it through them. And you can research whatever company that you feel most comfortable with. Thorn is another alternative that I use for some products, for some supplements. Bulletproof is another one that, at least for my travel, collagen and protein, that I look into doing as well. And gosh, there was one more that's on the tip of my tongue. Uh, It'll come to me. It's I use that for my liposomal glutathione. But I need us to understand that sugar, especially out of control, things that are, high on the hypoglycemic index. Listen, it's like taking a razor blade to your arteries and your vessels. It is literally, there's no wonder why MS and Parkinson's is on the rise in the way that it is, because of what sugar does to your nerve endings. It actually intercepts and interrupts the messages that from your brain to the brain back to the brain. So it really truly messes with your messengers. And so if you think this is a joke, there's tons of research that's out there. You can look up things that the University of Miami has that's done breakthrough studies on this topic. The NIH, John Hopkins University as well. There's tons of data. The British Sports Medicine Journal, I absolutely love, love, love them. There is so many tools that are within our reach that we can take control and really truly get back to the health identity that God has for us. So I leave you with this. What is your health identity? What health consciousness do you want? Do you want it based on diseases, or do you want it based on the things that you desire, like agility, vibrance, strength, endurance, flexibility, being nimble, being quick, being energetic, enthusiasm? Do you want to be vivacious? Like, what do you want your health identity to be? We got to get beyond just the diseases and focus on the intention. What is the intention? The intention is wellness. The intention is to make sure we are tapped into the health consciousness that we desire and not the health consciousness and health identity, which are lie identities that big pharma and big sugar may have for us. They are only concerned with their profits. Whatever happens with you and all of your body and you and your family, that's not their number one concern. They're clear on their goals. Are you though? So I want to close with this Napoleon Hill, going back where we started with the knowing. First, I know that I have the ability to achieve the object of my definite purpose in life. Dr. King said the time is always right to do what's right. Your health is what's right. I hope that you'll join me and GA today at 7 p.m. for Ruckin' and Buckin' Part 2. I hope you guys have a great day, champions. If all hearts and minds are clear, we could wrap this thing up. And if you'd like to work with me directly, you can click my link. I also put it in the chat, or you can shoot me a text and I will respond back as soon as I get off of this call with you guys. So, floor's open. Going once. Going twice.
So
Oh, my pleasure. All right. Oh, go for it, Rocky.
I love everything you recommend. What I always do, and I suggest everyone to do, is go get checked with your doctor first before trying all these supplements and stuff like that, because they may not work good with your body. Someone suggested I take, I think it was like marshmallow root or something like that, and I had a severe allergic reaction. So don't think because it's natural that you won't have a reaction based on what your blood type is, your body type is, and what you have going on with your body. So you have to pay attention to that as well. We all have different conditions, specific to us, and it may mess up another condition. So love the suggestion. Health is usually, I mean, I ain't gonna say usually, she's basically always right, but go to your doctor first to make sure that it is going to work for you versus just diving in and taking all this stuff.
Amen. And definitely tap into the 478 method. Definitely tap into the 478 method. Please, please, ma'am and sir. And I would love to hear your feedback. Tag me on social media and tell me what your experience was like with the 478. That is free. That is something that you can do. And it's an easy breathing meditation that we do know for a fact that there are no side effects to. And none of y'all will be allergic to the 478. So I'm so happy about that. But the others, Rocky is spot on. So definitely, definitely you start with your physician and know what's going on in your body and see what you can actually, incorporate. So I love, love, love that disclaimer. Absolutely. So
to our bodies, no matter what we're taking, whether it's medicine, which I don't take, or if you're eating something healthy or unhealthy, your body will respond. But oftentimes we negate it to emotions of some sort. So listen to your body. That's the key. And then whatever your body tells you, then you go to your physician or you try something natural. That's your body is your temple. And it tells you what it needs when it's tired, when it wants to rest. That's why I slept in this morning. I wanted to get up and go to the gym at 4 this morning. But my body was like, no, not today. And I feel much better sleeping in. So our bodies tell us what it needs. We need to listen. And if something's going on in your body you don't understand, then you seek help, like health, or a physician or someone. I just wanted to add that. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Quickly, I came in really late. What's the 478 agreement?
the 478 deep breathing meditation, I put a link in the chat of one that you can follow, and I took us through an exercise of doing the 478 method, and I went on, over the benefits of it and how we can incorporate it into our daily lives. But it's so essential. I highly, highly recommend that you look into it. Dr. Andrew Weil, and I can also send you guys if you want to read over some information on it. I have a one sheet about the 478. So if you guys text me or email me or message me on social media, I respond to Facebook quicker than Instagram for sure, hands down. But if you message me, I'll send that one sheet on the 478 method to you. My pleasure. Anyone else before we do this countdown?
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Hey, just real quick, Health, I was gonna say maybe one day, unfortunately, who are not tapped into this type of information, they do not suggest looking at vitamins, minerals. If there's an issue with the body, their first instinct, and this is because of insurance, requirements and things like that, a lot of their hands are tied at this point. You get a quick 15-minute visit and that's it. So maybe how folks can, I'm a big health advocate for myself, so but for folks who need to navigate these conversations when their physician is like, no, we're just going to do this, and you feel uneasy and you really want to try the other routes, but the physician is not on your side. Do you get what I'm saying? I think folks need some assistance with that. Maybe if you can help them.
Oh, that would be a good topic to do. And that's also why I've chosen at least a DO. So I have a doctor that is also an MD in their teaching program as well, and or a functional medicine doctor. They're definitely going to go that route. They're more holistic. But if you just have a standard MD, you guys, I'll definitely do. I love that idea, Aisha, as to some conversations that you can have to kind of help. Or even here's another a really quick tip I can give you guys. If you ask the doctor what they do, what type of supplements they take, that's not against the rules. Usually they'll share with you and you will see how many of them are already. I heard Dr. Dragon even mention about a lot of the things that, he does. And he's someone that was, used to had a whole practice and all of that. And I can assure you, most of these physicians, even though they don't talk to you, the patients about it, most of them are doing them. I've done enough professional developments with them. I talked to enough of them. Maisha is spot on. Like what they actually are doing is not what they actually necessarily are allowed to share with like their patients unless they're a functional medicine type doctor or they're a DO, like they are, a naturalistic MD that has that additional training to do so. But most of your standard MDs are not going to talk to you usually much about any of those supplementations and things like that. So just that's an easy way. If you can ask them questions about what they actually do. But we got to do a whole segment on that. I would love, love, love to do that. And I'm actually going to work on bringing Dr. Strong back on here. I got really great, responses from everyone the last time I had him on. Um, so that way, guys could have a physician that online here that you can talk to, and he has a great story behind his journey as well. So thank you, thank you, thank you for that. So yes, I do highly recommend you guys at least get certain tests done, so that at least you know your numbers and you know where you stand. Get your A1C tested, actually get a CAC test done, get an ALT test done. These are all things that can be done, through your standard doctor's office, just so at least you have an idea of what your numbers and where you are. And then you can see what are some things that you need to work on. All right. And I hope you guys will come back.
You're getting all the beeps and all the calls.
I know, like I had my I'm on call. I am on call, girl. Back in these entrepreneur streets full time again. So I had a 1 minute timer, a 1 hour timer on. So that's how much my phone rings. So we're in peak season right now. March and April in sports medicine, y'all, is like crazy, crazy, and I'm so grateful for it. I love the bounty. So I'm thankful. But thank you guys so much. Um, yeah, that was my alarm to make sure I follow up with my one of my clients. So anywho, thank you guys so much. We're gonna do our countdown. I will be back here. GA will be back here. If you guys enjoyed our ruck and buck last week, I'm gonna be going deeper into rucking, and he's gonna go deeper into bucking, getting them bucks up. So join us here in the Breakfast with Champions at 7 p.m. Eastern Time this evening. Shawnte and GA, we gonna be live and lit. Back to you. Trisha, you want to count us down and close out the room?
Absolutely, absolutely. So you again are in Breakfast with Champions. Thank you so much for hanging out as long as you have today. I just just want to say really quickly, it's about advocating for yourself health wise, health wells, health wells. That's pretty good. But advocate for yourself, speak up for yourself, and also, Dr. EP said, listen to your body. Sometimes people don't listen. Sometimes the body is silent to our ears because we clog our ears with all the other stuff. So listen to your body, but also know that there's some people that don't listen. So yes, yes, yes. Make sure that you go and get those tests done. Make sure that if you're feeling down or you're staying in bed for long periods of time, go and ask for some assistance. Don't rely on yourself. Make sure that you go to those specialists. Make sure you go to those people. Ask for help. Some people don't ask. Some people don't ask, and I'm just asking you, please reach out. Make sure that you reach out. Sometimes we don't listen too well to ourselves. So, yeah, just wanted to share that this morning and be an advocate for yourself, be an advocate for those that you love, because the medical field and the mental health field, which are one, although people sometimes don't believe mental health is a medical situation, both of those are hard to navigate, and we need people to navigate them with us. So good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for being here with us this morning and hang out. There's Health Wells number in the chat. Please jot it down, 305-792-8847. And if you need to, come back to the replays and get the information that you need from us today. Again, you are in Breakfast with Champions. We will be back tomorrow at 4 a.m. I'm not sure who's tomorrow. Darren, do you know who tomorrow is? If you're there still, do you know who tomorrow is?
At 4 a.m.
Yes.
Me.
Yay! I was hoping you were going to say that. That's why I was asking.
Yeah,
it's so him.
At 4 a.m. Eastern, the subject I'm talking about tomorrow is capturing attention in a noisy world. 4 a.m.
How funny is that? That was what the topic was. So in the noisy world, capturing attention, Darren does it well. I just want to say, Darren does it really well at 4 a.m. and he will capture your attention even if it seems like it's way too early. So come back at 4 a.m. tomorrow in the UK. They call it the UK room. I call it the international room because Darren's not in the UK. He's not. So just come back tomorrow at 4 a.m. If you're up, you can even be laying in bed. You'll get your attention captured. Okay? So just saying. 4 a.m. and then slip over here at 5 a.m. where TM will kick it off like he always does and start it all over again here. And we will see you tomorrow. So have a great day, everyone. We're going to count it down. 5, 4, 3, 2, and I got to find the button, and 1, because you are wonderful. So have a wonderful day, everyone. Be well. Bye-bye now.
And tell me what you're grateful for, please. Thank you.
It's Go Time Health Wells. It's 10:22 a.m.